And take your toes together, your knees apart. Come forward into a child pose that suits you. I like sometimes to put my arms back and really rest my shoulders. But some of you are more comfortable with the arms forward, so make sure you're finding a comfortable child's pose that suits you right now. A few of you may need a blanket behind the knees. Good, and then come on up and we're gonna just lay right down onto the back. If you need a little bit of a pillow for your head, then you can take your blanket there. And when you're ready, recline onto the back. Just leave your legs bent. And at first, feel how your back feels on the floor, including the back of your head. Relax your belly a little bit. Relax your throat. And then bring your right leg in to your chest. Keep breathing. And now just put your hands behind your thigh, behind your knee, and kind of keep holding your thigh towards your chest. And just let your foot go up towards the ceiling a little bit. So the leg is going to stay bent. And you're breathing. And you're just gently pulling the, go ahead and lay all the way down. There you go. And just see if you can bring your leg bent right up towards your chest. Yeah, like that. And then release it and put your right foot on the floor. And let's just leave, let's leave the right leg bent, the one we just did. And now we're going to just draw the left knee into the chest. And we're just hold it here for a few moments. Just pulling gently the leg in and breathing. And then put your hands in the back of the leg and see if you can leave your thigh close to your chest and just take the foot up a little bit. Yeah, and keep breathing. And then put your left foot down. And so 2 legs are bent, 2 feet on the floor. Just stay there for a sec. I need to make my screen a little bit bigger so I can see you guys better. All right, that helps a little. Okay, so let's do that again. Draw your right knee in to your chest with the other leg bent, like that. And then put the hands on the back of the leg, on the back of the knee, kind of back of thigh, and just let your foot go up a little bit, keeping your leg really bent. Your right leg, yeah, good. And you're breathing. Now your other leg, your left one, see if you can stretch it away, but don't put it on the floor. Just let it hover an inch or so off of the ground. Keep breathing, that's it. And then release them, and we're gonna put both feet on the floor, legs bent. Very good. Draw the left one in. Breathe here, good, catch behind. And just keeping the thigh close, that's it. Just let the foot go up a little bit, yeah. Try to bend your leg in more though, so you really pull it in. And then your right one, stretch it out, but hover it off of the ground. Keep breathing. and then release them and put both feet on the floor. Good. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. See if you can pull your legs in. You don't have to. If it's all right on that hip, just see if you can draw the left leg in and hold the back of the left thigh. And then release and put 2 feet on floor. Good job. Left leg over when you're ready. And optional to stay here or to draw legs in, holding the back of right thigh. And you're breathing. And release. Now 2 feet to floor and then straighten both legs out on the ground. And press the legs down. Reach the arms up. And then reach the arms overhead. Keep pressing your legs down and breathing. And then bring your arms back up towards ceiling and all the way down at your sides. Put your palms straight down on the floor. Bend the 2 legs. Those of you that have a pillow under your head, remove it. And now lift your hips up. Breathe and roll your chest open. And then lower your back all the way down. And we're gonna roll onto the side. And then roll onto the belly. Stretch your legs out behind you. Use your left arm in front of you like a little bit of a prop, and then bend your right leg, reach back, catch your right foot. Now your head and your chest, then you can do whatever you like. So some of you like to have a little bit of a pillow to put underneath your head, that's fine. Wherever you're comfortable with the neck and the shoulders, bending gently the right leg in. And then releasing right. When you're ready, keep your legs really stretched back, and then when you're ready, reach back with the left and see if you can catch the left. Full of breaths here. So if you just got your right side, just stay, stay and stretch the legs evenly. So just work at your own rhythm. If you need to stay on, one side for a little bit, that's fine. If you're ready to go back to the first side, go ahead and release and reach back when you're ready and see if you can catch that first side. Just work with your own rhythm, so if you need to use a strap to catch your foot, you can do that. It's a little hard to do on your own, catch with the strap. Good, and then the other side. Breathing. Good. And then releasing, and now child's pose, if that is like a favorite for you. So child's pose, if it's a good pose for you. Otherwise, you can land your back and draw the 2 knees in. So either reclining on the back with the 2 legs drawn in, or child's pose. Either one, whichever suits you best. And then come up or roll over. If you're laying on your back, roll over. And now let's sit up on a blanket. And you could sit facing, well, just sit whichever way you're comfortable, where you can see easily, but just stretch your legs out. So you sit up on your blanket and extend the legs. Okay. And then bring your right leg in. And when you sit like this, so you might have to adjust a little bit on your blanket just so you feel comfortable. You feel, you know, even as best you can. And then sit up nice and tall. Good. And bring your right hand down beside you, just so it helps you sit up a little bit. And then reach your left arm up. Breathe. Good, and then bring your left hand down and use it to help you sit up a little bit. Now reach your right arm up. Good, and then lower it. Keep your leg, we'll just keep the same leg. And we're gonna put the left hand around the right knee and sit up really tall. Bring your right hand behind you and just really softly turn towards the bent leg, but just make it easy, really easy. Open across your collarbones a little bit. Nice, and then come on back and let's take that leg out. And then we're going to bend the left leg in. At this point, if your lower back is aching, then it would be best if you did this with your back resting against the wall or resting against, you know, a piece of furniture behind you. If your lower back is aching at this point, then you just got to scooch back and take a little extra support. So we're going to reach the left hand beside us, and then the, I hope I'm saying it right, your straight leg arm up, that's it. And then we'll bring it down and we'll switch. And so then we're going to take the right arm up, the same leg as the bent leg. Good, and bring it down. And then crossing the right arm. That's it. I think I got my sides all mixed up, but you're doing it. And then you're gonna sit up nice and tall and really gently turn towards the bent leg. Draw them across your collarbones. And then release into the center and take out the bent leg. All right, good. Can you scooch over to the right side of whatever it is that you're seated on? And bend your legs a little bit. And then some of us are going to have to sit higher when we do this, but we could start it and see how it goes. Your right leg, see if you can bend the foot back behind you, like Virasana. Now, if that's too low for you to do that, you just take it out and hold this up higher if you need to. Because like maybe half of you are going to be okay on that lower height. And if you just can't do it at all, then you could bring your leg like this if you need to. So we'll see if we can take that right leg bent into Virasana. Good, okay, so firstly, straighten the left leg out and sit up nice and tall. Good. And then bend your left leg in and sit up nice and tall. And then see if you can bend your left leg out like Baddha Konasana and sit up nice and tall. Yeah. Good job, everyone. Now really softly turn to the Baddha Konasana side, the left. Very softly turning left. Good. And then release. And now we're going to undo the legs. So you can kind of lean back, take them out, and we'll scoot over onto the other side. Now those of you that are kind of high probably don't really need to scoot too much. So, and then we're going to, you could bend your knees a little bit. It's maybe a little easier to balance if you bend your knees a little bit. And then your right hand can go on the floor, and then you're going to see if you can bend your left foot back into Virasana. That's it. Yeah. And then firstly, let's try to straighten out the right leg and sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to bend the right leg up and sit up tall. And then maybe, if it's available to us, we'll bring that right leg out like Baddha Konasana. There you go. And a real soft, easy twist to the right. And then release the two legs back out to the front. Okay, recline onto your back and gently draw your knees in. So a few of you might need a little pillow for the head. And then bending your two legs, lay yourself down. And let your back relax on the floor. So you're just going to leave your legs bent. If your back is hurting right now, try taking your feet apart and your knees together and see if that relaxes your back a little bit. And then those of you that back is fine, you could try again crossing the right ankle over the left knee and gently drawing the legs in. If you need to make it easier and rest your back, then it would be fine to just keep your feet on the floor and your knees together. And then changing the sides, bringing that right foot down, crossing the left one over, and gently drawing in with the legs. And then 2 feet to floor. Now straighten the legs against the ground and cross the legs down. Breathe here. Try to touch the backs of your legs to the floor. Allow your lower back to rise a little bit and really press the legs down. And then rebend the 2 legs, 2 feet on floor. Draw the right knee to the chest. Use your hands behind the right leg and straighten the right leg now towards the ceiling. Breathing. So some of us need to just be right here and let that right leg stretch. If your back has been sore, if your hamstring is really tight, then just stay as you are, breathing and stretching the right one only. The others that are a little more flexible can take the left leg out on the floor and press the left leg down. Everyone straighten the right one, the one that's up towards the ceiling, and breathe. And then releasing, bending both legs, feet on floor. When ready, draw left knee to chest, hold the back of left leg, and straighten left leg. So some of us are going to just stay right here and working on the right or left leg only. And then the others that are a little more flexible can take that right leg to the ground and really straighten through both. So say you stretched out both and it just got really hard, then you just bend that leg back in if you need to. Make sure you're breathing. And then bending both, and 2 legs bent, feet on floor. Now, everyone, feet apart, knees together. So this is an internal rotation of the thigh bones, the femur bones. Just feel how it feels in your hips, your back, your knees. And then 2 feet hips distance, 2 knees hips distance. And then we're gonna go feet together, knees apart. So it's Supta Baddha Konasana. And you have to feel how it feels in your knees, your hips, your back. If you don't like the way this feels, then you can bring your legs back up and take the first one where the knees are together and the feet are apart. So making sure that you're in the appropriate position for your hip joints at this time. So either Supta Baddha Konasana or the opposite with the knees together. Optional to reach your arms over your head. And then bring your arms down, and let's just straighten the 2 legs out on the floor and press them down. Then the legs roll to the side and sit up. Let's sit back up onto our blanket folded in half, and we'll sit up again. Okay. Right leg, bend it to the side. Now, if your leg comes down to the floor easily, then you don't need anything else. But if your knee is up in the air like this, I would suggest you either get another blanket to put underneath your leg or possibly go into this position instead. So, if you don't have another blanket around, then just bring the leg up. But if you have your knee out to the side like this, and you can just take another little blanket underneath it, that would work. And then we're going to take the left leg and take it a little bit out to the side, and then extend it into a really easy wide legs on the left. And then the right one that is either bent out to the side or up like this, either one. Good. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall. That's it. Softly turn to the straight leg side, just really easy. That's it. That's it. Good. Nice and easy like that. And then come back in the center, just leave your legs. And then your left hand, the same as the straight leg. Just see if you can slide it down a little bit. And really easy, take your other arm away. Yeah, like that. Beautiful, you guys. And then come back on it. You can lean back a little bit and just help the legs, and we'll bring them out. And then when you're ready, you can bend the left. And if the knee easily rests on the floor, then you can leave it in that outer position like that, or use a blanket under it, or bring it up. So just making sure that this hip joint, knee, and groin are protected and you feel comfortable here. And then the other leg, we're gonna just take it a little bit to the side and then stretch it out. So it's a very mild, wide legs through the right, and we'll sit up nice and tall. Again, the people with the lower back that's fatiguing at this point, it'd be better to lean against a piece of furniture or the wall. Soft, easy turn to the straight leg side, just, you know, a minimal, easy turn there. That's it. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing. And then coming back in the center, and you're going to take that same arm as the straight leg and just slide it down a little where you're still, you know, pretty at ease. And then maybe the left arm can stretch away. That's it. It's really good, everyone. And then you can undo it, sit back on up, and bring that leg in. Now, can we, let's see. I want to see, go ahead and straighten them out. And then bring your left one up like this, up towards the knee, up towards the ceiling. And then, yeah, okay. So then those of you that can comfortably bend the right one out like this, do. If that irritates your right hip, then straighten it back out. So either your right one is like Baddha Konasana or your right one is straightforward, wherever you're the most comfortable in through this hip joint, the right hip joint. And now we're going to softly turn right. And then in the middle, and softly turn left. Beautiful, you guys. And then undo it and straighten them both. And then when you're ready, right knee to ceiling. And either left leg will stay or it'll come to Baddha Konasana. And you'll sit up tall. So let's put the right knee up towards the ceiling. Right one. Yeah, and then your left one goes out. There you go. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Good, good. And first, we're going to turn to the Baddha Konasana side. So your left hand can go behind you. That's it. And you're going to turn really softly left. Beautiful, you guys. And then in the middle, you switch your arms, and your right hand goes behind you, and you're real softly turning to the right. You got it. And then in the middle. And now I have two legs out. So in this position with your legs out, can you put your hands right beside you and like try to arch your lower back. Try to pull your lower back forward as much as you can. And then sit up really tall. Good, good, good. Keep pulling it in the lower back. And then stop doing that. Okay. And then we're going to take your right leg and bend it just a little bit and take it over to the right. Straighten it, and your left one, bend it just a little bit and take it a little bit over to the left. So and straighten it so that you're in a very mild wide legs. Use your hands beside you to sit up tall again. Try to sit up as high as you can. Pull your lower vertebrae in, the lower back. Pull those vertebrae in, and then your belly back, and breathe. You got it, good. And now your right hand, keep it behind you, but see if you can bring your left one in the middle and gently turn to the right. Keep drawing the lower vertebrae in. Even if it feels like you're making a really big arch in your lower back, pull it in. and then come in the middle. And then we're going to bring the left hand behind and the right one in the middle, and keep pulling your lower back in and turning gently with the turn, but really arch your lower back. And then come back in the middle. And now help your two legs and see if you can cross them into cross legs. All right. Some of you have your seated flat on the floor. That's fine. If you would prefer to be down off of your blanket at this point, that's fine. Bring your right hand next to you. Bend your right arm a little bit and see if you can just softly reach the left one over. And then coming up. And then your left one goes to the side, and your left shoulder, don't let it creep up by your ear too much. Kind of pull it slightly down, and then your right arm over, you got it. And up. And then change the fold of your legs if they're crossed. When we go to the side, when we go to the right side, your ribs and your waist on the right, you want to pull it up. So your right hand come down, right shoulder, don't let it creep up towards your ear, and try to suck your right waist to the left and open your left waist and your left ribs and breathe. And then come up. Does that make sense? Kind of deepen the curve on the right side. So your left hand comes down, left shoulder, kind of keep it back. When you're ready, the right arm can come over, but you're really pulling left waist and ribs up and breathing. And then up you come. Good. Okay. Sit comfortably for a moment and just watch for a sec. I'm going to have you fold up the blanket into that kind of chunky fold, or you can use your bolster. If you have a bolster, you're welcome to just use it. The feet come down, legs will be bent. My back is flat, and then I lift my hips and put this underneath sacrum for Setu Baddha. Go ahead and lay down. Have your knees bent. Lay down flat first, and then lift your hips. And so first you're flat, and then you lift your hips, and you put the blanket underneath your hips, underneath your sacrum. And now, once you've gotten your hips elevated, you roll your chest open, and you get your arms more under you. If the height is too high, then take it away and do a lower version. So you could always be doing this with just the blanket folded once instead of folded twice if you need it lower. Have your knees and feet hips distance apart, and see if you can get your arms a little bit more under you. So your hands are going to come kind of close to the bolster or the blanket, and you're trying to roll a little bit more onto your outer arms, correct, like that. Now, if something's going on, in your neck or your back and you need to come out of this, of course, you just come down and lay down flat. That's fine. But for many of this feels quite good on the low back. So if this If this does feel good on your low back, stay. And if you need to come out of it, you just lay down flat. Now try taking your right leg only and stretching it out away from your chest. And then bend it back in and bring your foot to the floor. And when you're ready, try the left. Bend it back in and leave the left one on the floor with the left leg bent. And now try taking your right knee to your chest. Good. Lift your chest up a little bit. There you go. And then lowering right foot to floor. And when you're ready, left knee to chest. That's it. You gotta lift your chest a little like that. That's it. And then lowering left to floor. Let's try straightening the right one out again on the floor. Make sure you're breathing. Bend it back in. And then now the other side. And just see how you like it. If you don't like the way that feels in your back, you just bend the leg back in. And then both bends. Okay, so the people that are on the bolster, this is going to be a little bit easier than if you're on the blanket, but it's not hard. You're going to lift your hips up a little bit and move the blanket or the bolster towards your feet, just so you could put your back down flat. And then if you've got the blanket, you might have to unfold it again so it's a little bit wider, and then you could cross your legs on it. So if you've got a bolster there, it's already the right size, and you can just put your legs on it. But if it's the blanket, you might have to fix it. You might have to open it up a little. And then change the cross of your legs. If that's not working on your legs, you can just drape them out over the blanket. You don't have to stay crossed. And then everyone drape the legs over the blanket or the bolster. And then we're going to bend the knees in, roll over, and sit up. Okay. Now this one, you can do it if you just have a blanket, but if you have a blanket and a pillow or something, it would be a little bit better, or your bolster. You can do it with just a blanket though too. So if you've got a bolster, put it next to your right or your left side like this, where it's perpendicular to you. And if you've only got a blanket, you just do the same thing with your blanket. So it could be your bolster or your blanket there. And then we're going to take the opposite leg that's near this, so the right one, and we're going to bend it back and turn to face your blanket or your bolster. Now the outer leg, the back leg, just let it do whatever it wants, you know. So if it wants to move a little bit, that's fine. And the left leg also, let it move where it feels a little more comfortable. And then lay down on your blanket or your bolster. But you got to make your neck and shoulders comfortable. So make sure your neck and shoulders feel like they can relax. And allow your legs to deeply, deeply relax. So your feet and your legs, let go. This pose can be very quieting for the brain. So I'll just let you rest here a little. And using your hands beside you, push yourself up and bring your legs forward. And then your blanket or your bolster over on the other side. So most of us have it now on the right side. We're going to leave the right leg forward and bend the left one back. So if you can, you want to bend your left one back. And then you just make your legs comfortable. So you turn towards your blanket and let your legs do whatever they want and then lay down. That's it. Yeah. And so neck and shoulders get uncomfortable. You got it. It's okay to move your legs if you need to adjust your hip a little bit or change your legs a little, that's okay. And pressing the floor, come to any comfortable seated position. And you feel how that one kind of just takes your brain waves, your mind, and just kind of settles it down. So you can use this one, you know, every day right now if you need it, just to like really quiet yourself down. Then the next one should feel comfortable. So I'll give you the set of instructions, and you can try it. And if it is not comfortable, then I don't want you to stay in it. So your blanket, open it. Roll it from the long side to make a big long tube. And then the blanket, I'm going to turn in a second and lay down, but I put my feet together and this will go around my legs like that. So I'm going to lay down with my back flat on the floor. Blanket is around my ankles, and then I lay down and it comes up underneath my outer leg. Now, this is meant to feel good. If it doesn't feel good, then I don't want you to stay in it. If it doesn't feel good, then put your legs out. Okay, so those of you that it's comfortable, the legs are bent in Baddha Konasana with the blanket holding them. And the back is flat, and your arms can do whatever you like. And then if this is not restful and comfortable, then you can put your legs out. And sometimes it's comfortable for like a minute, and sometimes right away you know that you need to put your legs out. Just make sure that the groins, knees, and hips feel resting. It's fine to take the legs out at any point. Let your belly relax. Let your throat relax. Your jaw, eyes, ears, let go. Feel your breath. Now let's keep the legs out, and you could put the blanket wherever you want. And sometimes I like the blanket right behind my thighs, and sometimes I like it over me to stay warm. Just lay yourself down and adjust whatever you might need for your lower back. So sometimes it feels good to have that blanket right at the back of your thigh, and it forces your lower back on the floor. But sometimes, you know, you might be cold and you might just want the blanket on you to help you relax. So make sure you take a moment and get the right setup so that you feel comfortable in Shavasana to recline on your back. A few of you might need a blanket under the head, to make sure the neck is comfortable. Go ahead and lay down and adjust as needed, covering yourself if you're cold. Taking whatever you need for your neck, your lower back, so that you can begin to deeply relax the legs. Relax the feet. Relax the arms and hands. The arms can be wherever you want. If you're more comfortable with your hands on your belly, that's fine. If you're comfortable with the arms at your sides, that's fine. Finding where you can soften and let go. Arms, legs, hands, feet. And then the belly, let it soften, let it fall. Chest, let it soften, let it fall. Throat, soft, face soft. The breath is just a natural, easy breath. Natural inhale. Natural exhale. Feel the breath. Sometimes when we feel the breath like that, the throat tightens up a little bit. Just let your throat relax. Let your breath come in and out. Just feel it. Imagine that you're letting go so deeply that it feels like things are falling away from you. It sometimes just feels like energy, extra energy just kind of spills off of you. So at the outer upper arms, just let that kind of almost crash off of you to the floor. Your shoulders is just falling off of you to the mat, into the blanket under you. Cross your chest, just fall open and let everything that is not you, just let it fall away from you. Sides of your belly, sides of your waist, just dropping, releasing. The outer hips, letting go. Inner legs, letting go. Outer legs, letting go. It feels like the sides of your body fall and release any sort of tension or extra energy that is not you. The lower legs, just let it drop. The feet, outsides of your feet, insides of your feet. Just let it fall off of you. Falls to the earth. Falls into the floor. Releasing, letting loose. And what is you is your body, breath, your consciousness, and your prana, your life force. And let that prana, let it just flood you now. It floods through the legs and the feet. It floods through the pelvis, and the organs inside the torso. And it floods through the chest, front and back, arms, hands, through the throat and head and face. It's just flooding you. Prana, life force. This is you, your body, your life force, your breath, your consciousness. Let your eyes recede, your jaw recede, and then the breath, let it just be a tiny bit deeper, just so easy though. Slightly longer, fuller inhale, and on the long exhale, just let go again. Really letting go on the exhale. Make the increase of the breath so easy though that it's not a challenge in any way. So your throat remains soft, your face remains soft, and you take this just slightly deeper inhale, and it feels like that life force just flooding you. And then that slightly longer exhale, and you really let go, dropping, releasing, letting loose. Make it easy, easy though. Let the long exhale go out of you and kind of breathe in. Just let yourself be in that normal breath. Just let the face soften. Normal breath comes in. Normal breath goes out. Just gonna allow yourself to rest here. Allow yourself to breathe in stillness, doing nothing. Very gradually, very gently begin getting out of your Shavasana, just taking your time. If you prefer to stay in Shavasana, that's fine. Just making the pose for you. So you can roll over if you like. You can stay if you like. So whatever suits you right now. Those who are staying in Shavasana, you can stay. Those who have come out of Shavasana, namaste. For being here. Hope you have a lovely day.